Okay na, kana. Hmm?
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our evening conference call today. We have six projects to be ready to be. First, we have ourselves. Thank you, ma'am. Now let's have a roll call.
Good afternoon again. About chairperson, Vice Chairperson, Engineer Rural and Condesa. Regular members, Ms. Leah Inalipungit. And Engineer Jose Marcos Estapanay. Professional member, Engineer Maydal Epsaa. Back Secretariat, Procurement Head, Engineer Jennifer Impanat. Back Secretariat members, Engineer Aida Marinela Roy. Mr. Efren Padire. Head DPWH Engineer Ian Fedori Moriliga. Members, Engineer Lourdes Lemola. Architect Franklin Maydi Valdez. And Mr. Marvin Julius J. Vidal. Programmer, Engineers Andy Cabuto. That's all for you.
Thank you, Ms. Leah. Today we have six projects to be completed. And we will start identifying 24 days. Along Butuan City-Cagayan de Oro, City-Iligan, change 0126 and then 39 plus or minus 3 intermittent section at Cagayan de Oro City. Port is contract ID number 20480095. Furnishing and installation road signages post at CDO-Lumbia Airport-Bukidnon Road, chaining 00591 in P1440 plus 00, P1450 plus 00, intermittent section, Cagayan. Fifth is 20480096. Furnishing and installation of website list including post along Cagayan Coastal City Bypass Road, change 01248 MN, P1440 plus or minus 160 to P1444 plus 349, intermittent Cagayan de Oro City. And number 6 is 54K 0097, furnishing and installation of road signages including post along Carmen Patag Boulevard Road, P1440 plus or minus 644 to P1443 plus 581, intermittent section Cagayan de Oro City. Now to present to us the scope of works for this project, number 1, E 24K is 0092. Let us welcome Engineer Prince Cabun.
Good afternoon, everyone. Presenting to you first is the project ID 24PH 0092, entitled Furnishing and Installation of Metal Guardrail, including posts along Cagayan de Oro City Coastal Bypass Road, SO 1248 mm, K1440 up to K1442, intermittent, Cagayan de Oro City. With a contract amount of 800,000 pesos and a calendar days of 90. Located at Cagayan de Oro City Coastal Bypass Road, with a length of 120.64 linear meters. Presenting to you is the straight line diagram of the road section. So for the requirements, like the one item, first is the project billboard with a quantity of 2. Next is the occupational safety and health program, the lump sum, traffic management of 3 months, the mobilization of a lump 1, then the earthworks, metal guardrail, including poles, the length of 120.64 linear meters, and metal beam and piece with a quantity of 15. For the minimum equipment requirement, first is the dump truck, 12 cubic yard, and lastly is the 1 bucket mixer. So this ends my presentation of the first project. Next is the presenting to you next the project ID of 34PH 0093, entitled Furnishing and Installation of Metal Guardrail, including posts along CDO-Lumbia Airport-Bukidnon Road, S00591 MN, the station limit of K1450 up to K1451, intermittent, Cagayan de Oro City. The contract amount of 800,000 pesos with the calendar days of 90, located at Barangay Solihon, Cagayan de Oro City, with a length of 120.64 linear meters. Presenting to you is the straight line diagram of that particular road section. Then the item of project billboard, the quantity of 2. Next is the occupational safety and health program, the lump sum, traffic management of 3 months, the mobilization of 1, the metal guardrail, including posts, with a length of 120.64 linear meters, and metal beam and piece with a quantity of 15. The minimum equipment requirement, dump truck 12 cubic yards, 2 discs. Next and lastly is the 1 bagger mixer, 1 ohm or 1 disc. This ends my presentation of the 24PH 0093. And presenting to you next is the project ID of 24PH 0094, entitled Furnishing and Installation of Road Signages, including posts along Butuan City, Cagayan de Oro City, Iligan City Road, SO 1246 mm, the station limit of K1439 plus minus 220 up to K1444 plus 730, intermittent, Cagayan de Oro City. the contract amount of 600,000 pesos, the calendar days of 60, located at Cagayan de Oro City, with a quantity of 3 signages and 8 pieces per signage. Presenting to you is the straight line diagram of the proposed location of signages. And the typical plan of the signage. The item number, so 3.5 project billboard or signboard with a quantity of 2. 3.72 National Safety and Health Program with a lump sum. 3.81 traffic management. 3.9 mobilization with a lump sum of 1. Regulatory signs, the quantity of 24, and reinforced concrete with a quantity of 3 cubic meters. Minimum equipment requirement, first is the dump truck, 12 cubic yard, 2 lease, 1 bagger mixer, 1 owned or 1 lease, bar bender, 1 owned, bar cutter, 1 owned, and lastly, water truck or water pump, 1 owned. This ends my presentation on the particular project. Next is the project ID of 24KH0095, titled Furnishing and Installation of Road Signages, including posts along City-Iligan Airport-Bukidnon Road, S00591MN, the station limit of K1440 up to K1450, Intermittent, Cagayan de Oro City. The contract amount of 600,000 pesos. The calendar days of 60, located at Barangay Lumbia, Cagayan de Oro City. The quantity of 3 signage and 8 pieces per signage. Presenting to you is the straight line diagram of the proposed location of the signages. And the typical plan of the signage. So the item number, first is the 3.5 project billboard or signboard with a quantity of 2. 3.7, 2 occupational safety and health program with a lump sum. Traffic management, mobilization, the lump sum. Regulatory signs with a quantity of 24, and reinforced concrete with a quantity of 3 cubic meters. Lastly is the minimum equipment requirement. First is the dump truck, 12 cubic yards, 2 lease, 1 bagger mixer, 1 owned or 1 lease, bar bender, 1 owned, bar cutter, 1 owned, and lastly is the water truck or pump, 1 owned. This ends my presentation of the 24KH0095. Next is the project ID of 24KH0096, entitled Furnishing and Installation of Road Signages including posts along Cagayan de Oro City Coastal Bypass Road, S01248MN, K1440 plus minus 160 up to K1444 plus 349, Intermittent, Cagayan de Oro City. The contract amount of 600,000 pesos. The calendar days of 60. Located at Cagayan de Oro City Coastal Bypass Road, with a quantity of 3 signage and 8 pieces per signage. Sending to you is a straight line diagram of the particular road section. In item number, first is the 3.5 project billboard or signboard with a quantity of 2. Occupational safety and health program with a lump sum. Traffic management, mobilization with a lump sum. Metal guardrail, metal beam including post. So the minimum equipment requirement, first is the dump truck with 12 cubic yards, one bagger mixer, one owned or one leased, bar vendor, one owned, bar cutter, one owned, and lastly is the water truck or water pump, one owned. This ends my presentation of the pillar project. Lastly, presenting to you is the project, with the project ID of 24KH 0097, furnishing and installation of road signages, including posts along Carmen Patag Boulevard Road, K 1440 plus minus 644, up to K 1443 plus 581, 3010, Cagayan de Oro City. The contract amount of 600,000 pesos, the calendar days of 60, located at Cagayan de Oro City, with a quantity of 3 signage and 8 pieces per signage. Presenting to you is a straight line diagram of the proposed installation of the signages. And the typical plan of the proposed signage. The item number of 3.5 project billboard or signboard with a quantity of 2. 3.7 2 occupational safety and health program with a lump sum. 3.8 1 traffic management. 3.9 mobilization with a lump sum of 1. Regulatory signs with a quantity of 24 and reinforced concrete with a quantity of 3 cubic meters. The minimum equipment requirement, first is the dump truck 12 cubic yards, 2 leased, 1 bagger mixer, 1 owned or 1 leased, bar vendor, 1 owned, bar cutter, 1 owned, and water truck or pump, 1 owned. So this ends my presentation of the various projects. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Engineer Rins. Bruno. Is there any questions raised from our online viewers?
There's none, sir.
So there is none, so let us hear the mechanics of dropping or procedure dropping of bids for this particular projects. Let us welcome Engineer Sherman. Hello for the update.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. I will be discussing the procurement requirements and procedures for these structure projects. For the procurement schedule, the buying of tender documents is until July 16, 2024 at 12 noon only. For the deadline for the submission of bids is on July 16, 2024 until 2 p.m. And the opening of bids will follow right after the deadline for the submission of document bids. And here we have the workflow of the procurement processes for the standard bidding procedure and the structure projects. Next, we'll discuss the submission and receipt of bids. The bids should be submitted to the back with the date, time, and either of its physical address or through online submission specified in the invitation to bid through the bidder's duly authorized representative in the envelope system. Where we have the email address or the electronic submission, and the physical address for the manual submission. Bid proposals must be submitted to an authorized representative or liaison officer of the bidder registered in the Civil Works Registry. Otherwise, those who are not shall have a duly notarized special power of attorney for sole proprietorship, for board, partnerships, joint venture resolution with secretary certificate for corporation, partnership, joint venture, or cooperative, which is contract specific and presented with company ID or any government issued ID. For these, here we have the two envelope system. The first envelope, which is the technical component, which contains the legal documents, the technical documents, and the financial documents.
And the second envelope, which is the financial component, which contains the financial proposal of the bidder. The bidder shall submit one original and two copies for each component of each bid, which are duly bounded, fastened, and with tagging. Here we have under the first envelope, we have the eligibility requirements and the technical requirements. Under the eligibility requirements, we have the Class A and Class B documents. For the legal documents, it must contain an updated subject certification and registration for registration and membership. For the technical documents, it must contain a statement of all ongoing contracts, statement of single largest completed contracts, and pickup license. For the financial documents, it must contain the net financial contracting capacity and the audited financial statement. For the Class B documents, we have the joint venture. If it is a joint venture, the joint venture agreement must also be included. For the Class B documents, these are the requirements for the joint venture. Next, we have the technical requirements. First, it must contain the bid security. We have 4 forms of bid security. The contractor will only choose one form of bid security to be submitted. Next, for the project requirements, it must contain the organizational chart for the contract, the list of contractors' key personnel, with their complete qualifications and experience with that, and the list of contractors, major different units, supported with proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment. And here we have the following documents in their standard form: the organizational chart, the list of contractors, key personnel, the list of contractors, major equipment units. And next, under the technical requirements, it must contain a revised omnibus sworn statement form in accordance with the DPWH resolution number 16-2020. Next, for the second envelope, we have under the financial components, must contain the following documents in their standard form: the financial bid form, the bill of quantities, the detailed estimates, the cash flow by quarter. Next, we will discuss the other matters. First, we have the Department Order number 11/6 of 2022, with the subject inclusion of minimum material testing equipment in the technical components of the bid. It stated that the material testing equipment shall be included in the technical requirements of the bid, together with the other major equipments, and the contractor is required to provide proof of ownership and other supporting documents for the equipment. Next, we have the Department Order number 127 series of 2018. It stated that the BAC shall strictly implement the guidelines stated in the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184 for the conduct of post-qualification for determining the bidder's compliance. For more information regarding the guidelines for the qualification and award of contract, you can refer to this department order. Next, we have the Department Order number 2024, with the subject of district policy in the procurement of infrastructure, goods, and consulting services for the contract. This is an introduction of an updated district policy. We have the checklist for the district policy, which summarizes the offenses and their respective category. Next, we have the Department Order number 197, series of 2016. It discusses about the preparation for the approved budget for the contract. Under the indirect cost, it is stated that premium for the lead security, security bonds for the advance payment bonds, and the warranty bonds is included for the preparation of approved budget for the contract. And also in the, under the miscellaneous expenses, for further information, you can contact us or visit us with these contact details. That is all, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Galono, for the very precise information. Is there any question from our viewers? Thank you. So, there being none, this meeting for today is now adjourned. Thank you, everyone, and good afternoon.